Good morning, good evening, my friends, depending on what time zone you're in. Glad you're here. This is John Lavenia calling in live for our Black Diamond call for Monday, the 10th of July, 2017. It's always a pleasure to be here with everyone each Monday evening. And we do have a special guest joining us tonight who is apparently still dialing in. And I'm excited. I'm excited about all we're going to be talking about here. We do have a lot of new members, some of which I just heard from as you guys introduced yourself before the start of the call. We're glad to have you here live, or if you join us on our podcast, we're certainly glad you do that as well. And definitely get your new team members involved with these calls. This is part of what you get as being a part of the Digital Altitude community, and you don't even pay for it. It's really great. You get all this extra value, which I seek to bring to you each evening on Monday nights, as well as each day on our wake-up calls. That being said, this is the Black Diamond, so we pretty much let our hair down and say it the way it is, and just talk about our experiences here on this call, whether it's about marketing or really just becoming a success in life and whatever your chosen calling is, typically based on some entrepreneurial theme or philosophy. So that's what we like to talk about here. Tonight we're going to be talking about something that I think everyone aspires to. Of course, the title of our whole business system is Aspire. That's the front door for Digital Altitude, which many of you, all of you on this line have walked through. And it's a great place to be, and it's a great thing to consider. Is that what you want and what you want to get out of this effort that you're about to put in or are putting in if you're actively marketing here as a Digital Altitude affiliate? That being said, this call is typically, in fact always, unscripted, very street, very real. The rules are take what you like and leave the rest. You're going to hear my opinion on stuff, me, John Lavenia, the way I work my business and all that kind of stuff, and see how these ideas apply into your life. See if they're workable for you, and if so, please use them. But don't just neglect the information or ignore it, right? Actually put it to use, because that's how you make progress. And as I always say, if I say anything that offends you, you'll get over it. Just that's how we roll. We want to be very real and pull no punches on this call, this conversation. That doesn't mean it's going to be a heavy topic. Tonight we're actually going to have a rather lighthearted and I think inspirational topic as I prepare to bring out our guest speaker who's going to be joining us here. I don't see him on the line yet, but hopefully I will momentarily. And that is about what a lot of people think of as a cliche, like becoming a millionaire, like earning over $1 million. Now here's the thing. I get to counsel with many people in my time here as a coach, and of course throughout the 15 plus years that I've been working here in the direct sales world, successfully anyway, for 15 plus years. And longer than that, not as a success, but I had to learn some stuff too. And I see that sometimes we have people that come in and I ask them what do you want? Like, what's your goal? What's the main thing you're looking to accomplish with this whole thing that you're doing here? And I just see our guest speaker has joined us, although as a participant, not as a host. So I will reveal who that is, and I will manually unmute your line as soon as I'm done with my preamble. But I ask people, what do you want? What is your main goal? And a lot of times, if people have been indoctrinated into perhaps employee thinking, or let me just say it like this, indoctrinated into self-imposed limitations, or what they should want, right? Like, after all, I don't want to be greedy. I hear this from people. I don't want to be greedy. I've seen like some people, some special people, they make $1 million, in their marketing businesses. I don't want to be greedy. And you see right there, we reveal a self-limiting belief right there. Because as if, if you make $1 million, somebody else won't. Somebody else will get less, right? This is the thinking of the masses. And it's reinforced readily, through mass media and even movies. I remember seeing the Spider-Man movie some years ago. My goodness, it's got to be 15 years ago or more, where Uncle Joe, or whoever the guy is, who's the uncle taking care of the orphan, Peter Parker. It's just like the same story over and over again, just change the characters. But in this case, they were not well off, and I remember him saying, well, we may not be rich, but at least we're honest. Okay, you get that? Did you guys just get that? So it's good and right to be poor, right? Because rich people are bad or dishonest. I mean, there's so much social reinforcement on validating your limiting beliefs and invalidating your willingness to reach high above mediocrity. And that's the question that's posed to a lot of people when they come here. How high above mediocrity are you willing to reach? And usually it comes down to a consideration of worthiness, right? Or what some people have coined the term deservability, which isn't actually a word, but it gets kicked around a lot. Deservability. A lot of times people hold themselves back. Well, there are people who don't hold themselves back. Now, here's the interesting thing. I was having a conversation recently with one of my business partners in one of the companies I own, and we were talking about the willingness for people to learn and execute marketing and marketing strategies, to do something with the training that they receive in our industry. Okay, not just talking specifically about what we have here with Digital Altitude, which is many cuts above what most people are attempting to do in, typical home-based business or whatever, where they don't even have any marketing training. But in any event, we were talking about the willingness to act, the willingness to execute, to do something, to have integrity to your post as a marketer, right? That's what you signed up to be. And quite often, where people may focus a lot on the methods, the nuts and bolts, how do I do this? Tell me about the email, the technology. Do you have a system that'll do it for me? Do you have something where I don't have to work, where I can just do like the magical system easy button thing that I saw on the internet showed me the magic system does everything. I don't have to know anything. I don't have to make any decisions. You can just tell me everything to do. See, again, this is an extension of indoctrination into employee thinking, and you being the effect, not the cause. That's what we're talking about here. And we were talking about how at the root of all that unwillingness is quite often, in fact, in every case that I can think of, something going on that has really nothing to do with marketing. Something going on that has to do with whether or not you deserve to be a millionaire. Let's just come out right out and say it. I mean, the word gets kicked around plenty, a millionaire. And why not? Why not? Well, there's lots of reasons why not, but often they're not articulated. Well, tonight I have with me on the call someone who is verifiably produced over $1 million in commissions just here with Digital Altitude. Okay, never mind other stuff that he's done. I mean, he didn't just show up on the planet yesterday. He was an entrepreneur. He's a businessman. He's a guy who gets stuff done and doesn't seem to have any problem with his worthiness, thank goodness, right? Ability to just get stuff done and to execute, not to sit around wondering, am I worthy of this, or should I, right? Or by which methods, or can you show me, can you do for me? No, he's going to do for himself. And because of that self-reliance and that worthiness or deservability, we have $1 million producer, not just in terms of sales, but in terms of commissions. Think about that, okay? So I know some people are thinking, well, like Roger Bannister, who ran the first 4-minute mile. I need to see somebody else do it. Then I can know it's possible for me. I hear this kind of stuff as a coach, okay? And there was a time, a long time, centuries in fact, where people did not believe that the human species could run a mile in less than 4 minutes. And then this guy, Roger Bannister, showed up. I think he was wearing boots and galoshes or something. I mean, people laughed at him. And he beat everybody. He ran a sub 4-minute mile. And now, of course, if you can't run a mile in under 4 minutes, don't even show up for the competition. You're going to lose, right? So the standards were changed. And so here's a standard bearer. Here's someone who you can look to and say, here's evidence. And quite often that's what we need, evidence. Somebody show me that this is possible. Okay, now, in my position, being around as long as I have, I don't need any further evidence. I'm looking to beat my own best, okay? But we have many new people who definitely deserve to understand that you deserve to get the results that you came here to get, unapologetically. You don't get more, the fact that you get more doesn't mean other people get less. So if you have any of that floating around in your head, get rid of that, okay? Others getting less has nothing to do with you becoming successful. But again, this is the sort of indoctrination that many of us have been in. But here's a guy, Jason Stone, my friends, who is clearly an example of what is possible and beyond. I mean, we're just getting started. My goodness, this whole operation's only in the marketplace a year and a half. We're infants. Jason, we're infants over here. You just made $1 million. The floor is yours, sir. How are you tonight?
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for having me. Pleasure to be here. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think that, this business, this, digital altitude, this, as an affiliate, I'm an affiliate marketer. I mean, I'm an affiliate for many different business opportunities, many different offers. I get bombarded every single day of people wanting me to pitch their opportunity or new business or whatever it is, to endorse something. But, I've never made, digital altitude has been the most lucrative opportunity I've ever been in my entire life. And that's compared to like all the businesses I started since then. I mean, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur since, I was 14, 15, 16 when I was selling all kinds of different things, on my way up. And I have a business, a brick and mortar business. I have Treadstone Performance and, all these different things that I've done. And, I've lost money. I started businesses and, I made bad decisions. I've risked lots of money here and there. And I've lost hundreds of thousands in the stock market before, It's crazy, the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. And, I took a risk going all in with digital altitude, a big risk. It's pretty expensive to start out for a lot of people. People will take out loans and, to start out with, but this is one of the best opportunities I've ever been in. I mean, I netted $1 million last year, or, it's been a little over a year since I've been in DA, but, it's pretty awesome. I mean, I can't believe it myself. Mm-hmm. And just great to be here. It's an awesome community. Love meeting new people, making new friends on these events, and it's a great business model. You get to travel the world, meet people, hang out. See the same faces. You meet new faces. It's just an awesome community to be in. I'm glad to be a part of it. That I took the risk a year ago, and money where my mouth is, and I took that risk, and within the first month, I almost made all my money back.
That's great. Now, Jason, let me ask you a couple of questions here, because there are people who are, 1 hour in the business who will be listening to this, and they're wondering, is this Jason Stone guy, is he special? I mean, he's been an entrepreneur for a while. It's the tendency sometimes for people to disqualify themselves or to seek differences. Like, Jason, of course Jason can do it, and then as soon as somebody else does it, of course they can do it. But what I'm looking for are the similarities. Like you and I, we've broken bread, right? I've been there at the events. We were just at the Dominican Republic, you, your wife, mm-hmm. Our family's there, right? So we know each other, and I don't know, I don't consider myself like a strange person or whatever, special or whatever. I don't know if you do, but is this something other people can do too, or did you have like some magical something about you?
I mean, I don't think there's anything special about me. I mean, I know a lot of people don't. I'm a risk taker. I mean, that's what's different about me, and that's what being an entrepreneur is. You take bigger risks than you normally do. Like I like what you were talking about, being in the employee mindset of having the easy button and being told what to do and not making any decisions for yourself. And just, like sitting behind the desk and being told what to do. You do your 9 to 5, you get told what to do, you do your job, you go home, and then you're free. But the entrepreneur mindset is going above and beyond what you're supposed to be done and start making decisions for yourself and making big decisions and taking bigger risks. And, you go from employee to entrepreneur, and, you get out of that 9 to 5 mindset and you start working 24/7. I work 24/7. My mind runs 24/7. Even when I'm relaxing in the pool on vacation, I'm thinking about my business or what I'm going to do differently tomorrow. Before I go to sleep, I think about how I'm going to make my business more efficient. And, it's just a constant battle of, thinking. I'm a big thinker, and that's what it takes. You gotta take the risk. You gotta start making those life-changing decisions and putting your money where your mouth is, or, taking out a loan, or, going all in and, stepping up to rise or ascend, and just getting to the $10,000 for ascend. And is chump change for what you learn at these events. If it's a 3 or 4 day event, it's like, there's entrepreneurs that charge $10,000 a day to go somewhere for a little mastermind at someone's house. You get to go on vacation. I mean, I don't know where I was going with this, but I forgot to.
No, this is good stuff. You brought in several big points. So let's dive into those. You mentioned decision a few times, which is one of my favorite words. And I think a lot of times, Jason, people think, well, what if I make a wrong decision and then I'll fail, right? If I make a mistake, I could lose money and I could fail and things like this. And so they avoid decisions. The actual statistics show, in fact, this is right out of Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, the classic book. He wrote a whole chapter on decision. Decision is actually a cutting off point. It's where you say, well, I will have this result. I will not be denied. I will have this result. And I don't know all the means to get it, right? Certainly there's another chapter on organized planning, but still there's going to be some curves in the road and all that. But the fact that most people actually avoid making decisions, that is the failure mechanism right there. We can call that procrastination, living in a state of chronic indecision, never quite going for it or not completing what you start. And so I noticed that you are decisive in your language. And one of the things that you were decisive about is this idea of being a risk taker, which is right out of the dictionary definition of the word entrepreneur. Here, let me look this up for you right now, everybody, because I like to know what words mean, if I'm going to use the word. Entrepreneur, a person who organizes and operates a business or businesses taking on greater than normal financial risks in order to do so.
Financial risk, there you go.
There it is. That is by definition. That is an entrepreneur. And so you mentioned that, right? And I think some people are just very risk averse. Now, those people are, they're working jobs. They'll probably do that their whole lives. And society has morphed into a place where that can be, right? That can be sustainable for a time. This has been going on since the Industrial Revolution. But still, there are those people like us who choose to reach high above mediocrity. Like I'm just not interested in the status quo. I mean, average by definition is unremarkable. I'm just not interested in having an unremarkable life. So there's that. And one of the ways that we can make this remarkable is by taking these risks and making these decisions to do things like go to events, which is the third point you brought up. And this isn't a call about events, but I can tell you that in the 15 plus years that I've been in this industry, I've been all over the world, man, on business trips, man. And these are rough business trips, right? Drinking out of coconuts on the beaches of the world and all this.
Rough business, yeah. Business trip / vacation / drinking out of coconuts.
Yeah, there you go. Coconut drinks. And, the thing is, though, of course, as a business person, we've got many advantages, that an employee would not have, right? Employees don't go on business trips. They go on vacations. Me personally, I'm a very purposeful guy. I know you are as well, just by the fact that you were talking about, it's at night and you're scheming about, what other advantages can you secure for yourself and things you can do to make things more efficient and effective. You're engaged, man. You're engaged in this stuff, just like you're engaged in, lots of other things, which can be costly at the outset, right? Like I hear you recently produced some videos and what have you. Well, you need camera equipment and stuff. Now, if you were just an employee, your camera equipment is for your hobby, but no, you're running a business, right? So this is business equipment. See, lots of advantages happen here, especially when you're engaged, fully engaged in what you're doing. And when we got something like as powerful and as lucrative as digital altitude, why wouldn't someone fully engage? Well, the only thing I could think of would be the thing that I cited earlier, which is their own limiting beliefs about themselves and what they can accomplish. But here you are, Jason, glaringly obvious, living proof that a guy who, by the way, a lot of people may not know this about Jason, he didn't know what affiliate marketing was a couple years ago.
Yeah, two years ago, okay, like October will be 2 years. So a little less than 2 years ago, I had no idea what the word affiliate marketing meant. And I kind of fell into it because I just started growing an audience on Instagram. And I realized after a while, some people were bringing up to me, the power of an audience. And the way that you grow an audience nowadays is just, it could be in any niche, providing value, standing out from the crowd, And, having some sort of skill or, some sort of personality trait, or you could be the funny guy creating viral vids, making an audience. You can have a huge audience on YouTube. You could be have some sort of something going on Snapchat. There's a guy that made some drawings on Snapchat. He grew a huge audience on Snapchat. Anywhere that you can grow an audience by giving value or just by growing an audience, like there's kids that play video games that grow an audience that can now turn their video game audience into an affiliate marketing program because they have free eyeballs. And that's kind of how I've got my start, because of an Instagram page that I just built. And, I was sitting on top of a gold mine of free eyeballs. I grew my account to 1 million followers, and I had no idea what I was going to do with it besides selling shout-outs. And someone told me about this, what's called a special link. He's like, I'll give you this special link. You put it in your bio, your link in your bio, and just drive traffic to it, and I'll give you 50% of the revenue. I'm like, okay, give me your special link. We'll throw it up there and see how it does. And, a week later, I made 10 grand. I'm like, oh, my goodness. I doubled down. I started, diving into what this world of affiliate marketing meant and, how to take advantage of it. And, I just, I just doubled and tripled and quadrupled down on it. And, that's where all my focus went. I put all my other businesses aside, Treadstone went aside, a couple other smaller businesses. I just put them aside, and I focused on what affiliate marketing can do. And I realized it is the most lucrative industry that I've ever been in my entire life. And, not just with DA. I don't know if you know, but I do promote other offers here and there. And, not as lucrative as Digital Altitude. Digital Altitude is the main income producing. I made $1 million in a year, and my ad spend on Instagram with Instagram influencers was probably less than $100,000. So that's net profits of $900,000. I mean, that's on Facebook or with any type of advertising. I tell everybody, Instagram influencers are the way of the future. And, you need to utilize Instagram. That's how I drove my entire DA business, was with Instagram. I don't do anything else. I've said it before many times and on stage, and I don't do solo ads. I don't do Facebook ads. I don't do Google ads. And a lot of people say that, you already built your Instagram page. You already have all these free eyeballs. Well, you don't need any followers to be able to do influencer marketing. You didn't even have to have, you can start an account from scratch. Start it tomorrow and start driving traffic to it with influencers. I don't even, a lot of people know, but I have the Millionaire Mentor page and I have the Jason Stone page, the personal. I just started, maybe about 3-4 months ago, I started building my Jason Stone page. I was at like 20,000, 30,000 followers just from shouting it out and growing it organically. It's now up to about 180,000, and I've been paying Instagram influencers to build that page, to drive traffic to that page. It's all about the link in the bio, and that page has my VA link. I don't use that page for anything else but Digital Altitude, and it's still running strong.
So is that you're referring to the Millionaire Mentor theme page, or the Jason Stone page is exclusively?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just referring to the Jason Stone, my personal page. That's the one I use for Digital Altitude now. I don't use Millionaire Mentor for Digital Altitude anymore. I use that for other offers. So I can run 2 different affiliate offers at the same time, or even 3. I build Instagram pages, actually Instagram landing pages for a specific offer.
Got it. Okay, so here's an important note for people. It's like two things. First of all, a caveat, and that would be that Confucius say the fox that chases 2 rabbits catches neither. Okay, so you got to catch 1 rabbit first. So you don't want to dilute your efforts into like 100 different offers or anything like this. Now Jason's obviously got experience and he's got momentum and he can diversify. Okay, so that's just one thing. Okay, if you're brand new here, you've got the most lucrative offer in Jason's portfolio right here with DA. The second thing is that this training, in fact, this came up with me with a conversation I was having with a student today, talking about the value, the use value of training that we deliver in events like Ascend, Peak, Apex, through the RISE program, through our training calls like we're doing now, et cetera. And the fact that so many people have found increase in their existing ventures or even jobs as a result of some of the marketing training that they're going through here in DA. I've heard this readily, where people, they come here and they are not, pleased with their current circumstances. Maybe they're looking to transition out of some work that they're doing now. And yet now that's booming because now they're here in this community and they're getting this training and they're learning about marketing, this most valuable topic. Now, Jason, I don't know about you, but I have invested over $300,000 so far in my own education. We're not talking about government schools now. We're talking about learning marketing and personal development kind of stuff, which has yielded a lot more than $300,000. Are you a big proponent of education, or do you just go to these events for the?
Yeah, no, I promote digital. I mean, what I've learned with DA and the whole affiliate marketing world, even if you're not don't want to become an affiliate, digital altitude to, for any other business that you come across, or you might have your own business, you want to expand your own business that you already have and use DA. What I've learned with affiliate marketing and DA, I've used in my other businesses. I've set up funnels. I set up autoresponders. I squeeze pages from my other business from what I've learned with affiliate marketing with all of this. So I promote DA as like, hey, if you don't want to become affiliate, learn what's provided here. It's an educational platform to grow any type of business. A lot of people learn what they take in DA, and they go off on their own and, start their own businesses, like the local door coupons. It's a business I invested in with my friend here in Miami. We just started implementing a sales funnel to get new franchisees into training, into webinars, into sales funnel, into the email follow-up. And, I use what I've been learning from DA and affiliate marketing for my brick-and-mortar business, and we're selling franchises, that way through a sales funnel. So,
right.
It's twofold. You can become an affiliate for DA, or you can take what you learn here and apply it to your own businesses. It's just marketing in general is the lifeblood of any business. You got to learn how to drive traffic, drive customers, turn those customers into paying clients, and marketing is how you do it.
There you go, and it's all valid. You mentioned Instagram, and other people will say, "Oh, I just do YouTube videos, or I just do, email marketing, and what have you." Well, it's all valid, right? And we teach it all because it all works, right? If it wasn't valid, it wouldn't be in the curriculum.
Yeah, there's plenty of different ways to market, and you got to learn them all. I mean, I need to learn. I've been learning so many different ways to market. You're applying a little. I like to say, master one thing at a time, then go on to the next. Just master. Like I mastered Instagram. Then I'm going to move on to, maybe YouTube or Snapchat or Facebook. I just started learning how to do Facebook ads and whatnot. So, then there's media buys. You got to learn how, there's so many different ways to market. You got to learn it all, and DA will help you with all that.
Mm-hmm. Right. So what Jason's saying is, one thing at a time. See something that you're inclined to do. Like Jason was naturally inclined towards Instagram and those methods, even not really sure to what end. Right? Am I doing this? But now he knows very clearly to what end. The idea though is that you're getting traffic and you're building a following, which will pay you regardless of the offer or offers. Like I get royalty checks every week from Amazon. I published a book 9 years ago. My goodness, it's about time I published another one. But anyway, what is that, right? That is ongoing marketing, of which I've done very little. Deliberate marketing, but just the fact that I'm out in the marketplace and that I have an audience, like what Jason was talking about, that's worth something, right? And you think about, or people might go to a magazine. If any of you have ever advertised in a magazine, like a print magazine, they would send you what's called a media kit, right? And in that media kit, they boast of their subscriber base and their readership. And sometimes the numbers are inflated or whatever, but that's actually what you're buying. Oh, you want to show your quarter-page display ad to our, 10 billion people who read our magazine every other week. Well, it's going to cost you this, right? So what are you actually paying for? You're paying for traffic. They've already got the traffic. Just like Jason had started to develop traffic even prior to the offer. So when's
Yeah.
the best time to start building your list? Well, 30 years ago. When's the second best time? Well, right now.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the thing. And if you're, inclined towards doing some sort of online publication or even a print publication, let's say you're the next big magazine company or something, well, ultimately you're going to be selling advertising. Think about that, guys. And this is a bit of a tangent, but do you think that Entrepreneur Magazine or Forbes or, I don't know, whatever magazines people read, do you think they care about the newsstand price? They don't care. They give the magazine away. Who cares? It's all about the advertising revenue.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that goes into just, everybody needs their own blog. Just, start blogging. You got to start your own blog. It's the same way. You can advertise on your blog. You can have Google AdSense and make money from that. Or, Facebook just started coming out with ways so you can monetize your own blog. But, I just started a blog. Well, I've been, pumping out articles, and we're going to try to monetize that blog traffic, which is Google traffic, which is all free, people hitting the blog. It takes a while to build a blog up, and it takes 6 months to a year sometimes. But the best time to start is now.
Yeah, again, if you're inclined to do that, now this is writing of articles and the procurement of content, and of course keyword research, which some people are inclined to do. Like I know Jesse Singh, our friend Jesse, he's heavy into search engine optimization and doing that sort of thing. And other people would find that wretched. Okay, well, fine, then you're not going to be an article marketer, but there's many other methods, right? So here's the point, everyone. It all starts with a decision that you're going to be successful by whatever means you're inclined to do. And then you go deep on those means, like Jason did with Instagram, and then you can diversify. This is a beautiful thing. And Jason, you make it sound like it was, of course, it's easy to make a decision like this, right? However, I think, again, with my preamble, what I was talking about earlier, I think a lot of times people sort of limit themselves into thinking, well, Jason might be somehow special or different. And the way you occur to me is that you're a guy with vision and with a work ethic. And that pretty much does it. Your ability to make a decision based on your intention and then follow through with work and accept the risk of an entrepreneur. Do you win them all? No. You already mentioned you've lost money, and okay, that's you can't hit them all. You also can't lose them all. There's got to be a hit, and Digital Altitude has been your biggest hit. So anyway, it's so great to share your perspectives with that with everyone here on the call today.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts you'd like to share?
If you're listening, you got to get positioned. You got to call your coach up. Do everything you can to go to get positioned as high as you can before you start driving traffic, because you don't want to get any of the leads that you bring in. If you're going to affiliate market for DA, you don't want any of your leads being brought in being sponsor lock. It was funny. I just did a video a couple of days ago that I'm going to kind of send out to my team. It kind of explains what sponsor lock is and how to avoid it. I had someone go all the way Apex, full Apex, bought Rise, Ascend, Peak, Apex, paid in full. I got all the emails. I'm like, yeah, woohoo! And I go to find out that it was a pass-up commission, that I didn't even bring that lead in. And I kind of felt really bad for the person that lost all those commissions, because he just wasn't, it's almost like he got into it and then he quit. So, there's going to be times that you're going to want to quit. You might think that your efforts aren't going to be paying off. You're spending all this time, even all this money on traffic, and it might not be working for you. You got to test. You got to tune. You got to experiment. And just sometimes you're going to want to quit, and you're going to say, forget this. This is not for me. But a day later, if you do quit, that person, it just takes one more person, one more lead to get in the system that might go all in, and you might go to all those commissions. So just don't quit. Keep pushing. And, it takes the mountain. It takes a while to climb the mountain. You're going to fall down a couple of times, but get back up and keep going.
Well said. Thank you, Jason. And that's a big issue. If you don't understand what Jason was just talking about, because you're brand new and listening to this, get with your coaches. Listen to your coaches. That's why they are in the coaching seat. They know stuff, and they want you to know stuff. which again is a big advantage here in DA for new marketers, because a lot of times people are shooting blind and just kind of happenstance, I don't know, and just instantly overwhelmed, confused, and they lack the advantages that we all enjoy here in this marketing community with the coaches that we have. So great advice. Thank you, Jason. Now here's what we're going to do. Since you're not on the host line, I need to do this a little bit differently. I'm going to go ahead and unlock the line. So if you've got a question or comment for Jason, feel free to come on out. Just 1 second. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and keep it brief. We'll share the time while we got Jason Stone live on the call. And you can go ahead and unmute your line if you would like to come on out live. If you're on the app, there's a mute button. And if you're on a phone or Skype, it will be the *6 command. So anybody who would like to come out who's joining us live today. Obviously, if you're listening on the podcast, you don't have those opportunities. So we have live people here. Floor is open. Who would like to come on out and ask a question or a comment of Jason? Now is your opportunity. Now is your opportunity.
How many people we got on the line?
Oh, we've got a good handful of people here with us live now, although usually we do it with a Q&A command. It's a little bit different, but I need you to be on a host line for us to do that. So, all right, go ahead. Who's first? We have open lines here. Who is first? You know what? I'm not seeing anybody.
Hello.
Yes, we have someone. Yes, thank you. Who's that?
Yeah, name is Jim from California. How you doing?
Hey, Jim.
What's up, Jim?
Anyway, I'm just I'm new. You're talking right at me. I'm really enjoying this. This is the first time I've asked a question, but I'm a single father. I'm in construction. I'm about 60 years old now, and my body's getting beat up. And I came across this. I've been in network marketing before, so I'm kind of familiar with it, but I'm really excited about this. I purchased the Rise. I just finished the 16th step, and I'm doing this to build a future for me and the kids and get out of debt. My credit's tore up. I bought the Rise, and I know that I need to buy it all, but is there a way, and I'm sure that I'll find out, I want to ask you, Jason, is there a way to start making money with the Rise before I start reinvesting?
You can start promoting at Rise level. But just remember, if you bring anybody, let's just say you bring a lead in, and then they go Rise, you'll get that commission. You'll get $500 commission. But let's just say if that lead ever wants to go to the Ascend Mastermind, you're going to lose that commission. It's going to pass up to the sponsor. And that's the only drawback to promoting at the Rise level. You can test the waters and see how it goes. Start building your list. You got to, start building that email list with, the money's in the list. Once you get that list, you start promoting, and you can start doing influencer marketing. But like I said, you can make money at Rise. Yes, 90% of the sales are Rise. But it's
no.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to start generating money so I can keep reinvesting. I'm gonna keep working construction because I see it's a huge opportunity here. I'm not really concerned about leaving the money on the table, even though I really would like to have that money. I'm willing to let it go until I can make some money, so I could start investing or reinvesting. With the list, from what I'm listening to and hearing, I could purchase a list too, right?
No,
How does that work?
Recommend anybody to purchase actual buy email lists. You have to get people on your list legitimately so they know you, and I've experimented with that before. You'll get shut down by internet providers, email providers, whoever's sending those emails. Get a high spam rate. It's not good for your IP address for future sending of emails. So I would just stay away from buying emails. Get people on your list by offering value, free ebooks, free stuff, free videos, some sort of free training. That's how I built my list on Instagram, by giving away free stuff.
Oh, I see. I actually heard about this business through a person who kept emailing me that I've never met before, never heard of before. And I kept not even listening. I kept deleting it until finally I said, I need to take a look at this. And when he told me, he thought he met me in Australia. I've never been to Australia, but it just happened to keep coming back to me. And I have since, emailed the gentleman a couple of times thanking him, for being persistent, but I don't know how he got my email.
You might have opted in somewhere.
Yeah, I got some ideas on that, Jim. You're probably on a solo ad list. Solo ads are emails that are sent on behalf of a marketer, a third party, and
Right.
you at some point were interested in a home-based business or some sort of make money online opportunity, and so you're fair game for those sort of offers. And
Right.
and so you got in touch with somebody who was operating as Jason describes, cultivating a relationship with a list, which does not necessarily happen instantaneously. Now, a couple of things that I'll mention to you is that if you did want to get into renting data, right? So there are data companies, and people do direct mail campaigns and such. That's valid, But what Jason's talking about here is you acquiring like an email list of people who allegedly opted into something else. Yeah, you're going to crush yourself with that. So, and the other thing I'll say about it is if you've got funds to put into paid marketing methods, I would highly consider some sort of upgrade prior to, sponsor locking everybody at Rise. Now, if I'm saying confusing words to our new members, get with your coaches. Jim, what step are you on?
I just finished 16, and this is all new to me. I'm not really computer savvy, and I'm going to learn this. What I'm going to do.
Well,
yeah, you got to
get
your computer savvy. You'll learn. It takes a while, but you got to put your mind to it. You'll learn.
Right.
You'll learn everything about internet marketing there is to know.
Yeah,
Awesome.
definitely get with your coach there. Again, you're about to go through 17 and 18, the final steps before you start marketing. You're in for some good content there, Jim. But you're definitely in the right place, and yeah, your coach will advise you. Who's your senior coach or your scale-up coach?
Scott Smith,
Oh,
Australia.
great. What a great guy. Good stuff.
Yeah. It's a lot of times I don't understand what he's saying. I'm saying, just slow down, please, But neat guy, and looking forward to talking to tomorrow night.
Very good.
Finish up the steps real quick and getting in touch with him as quick as I can. And he's always calling me, which is really cool. So I'm happy to be here.
Fantastic. Well, Jim, thank you for jumping out here. And we'll look forward to hearing more from you in future calls. We're going to go to our next caller now. Let's see.
How do I mute?
I got you. Okay, I do see we have a couple other open lines. We're going to go ahead and share the time. Who was next?
Well, I'm Evelyn Henriksen, and I'm very new at this.
Hi, Evelyn.
I have a hard time getting people to tell me how to do things. They think I know all this. They told me to buy secretary, traffic secretary and some of those things, and I paid money for that, and I paid money for Rise. And I'm an old lady. I don't have much time on this earth anymore. I've got to get this started so it'll make money so I can give it to my son.
Understood, Evelyn. So it sounds like you're through the steps. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you're about to enter the marketing phase of the business, okay? And there are people who can help you with hands-on support for that. You just mentioned traffic secretaries and stuff. So if you've been referred to that, that's probably a very good move. And then the other thing is you've got the base and Rise programs. Is that correct?
Yes.
Excellent.
And I just went up to, Climber.
Okay, very good. So you're ready to start marketing. So here's my suggestion. And Jason, I'm just going to knock this question out fast, and then we'll get back onto our topic. The main thing for you at this point, Evelyn, will be to consume as much of this training as you can in as little time as possible, not in a glib fashion, but for usability. And then as you go through the training steps, which come after step 18, you're going to be learning about various specific methods of application, whether that's blogging or social media or banner advertising or what have you. What I'm going to ask you to do is to pick one or two that you feel inclined to do, that you have an aptitude for and some level of affinity for, and then go deep on those methods. And any of them are valid, as we said before. okay? But see yourself as a marketer, not just as, some old lady, as you mentioned about yourself, that you are a valid and important part of this operation, Evelyn.
But I think what I'm going to do is just sell this program right now, is what it sounds to me, because I have to pick out capture pages and then send those out, and it sounds to me like as if they're going to send those out for me, or are they going to show me how to do that?
Right. We're going to show you all the different marketing methods. So maybe we need to define marketing. Okay, so marketing is the act of reaching into the public, impinging on their space, and putting their attention on that which you offer, the purpose of which is to increase the demand for what you supply. So we have links that go to websites, which will capture leads for you. Your job is to get traffic to those links. How do you get traffic to those links? That is your one and only task.
You have to buy it.
Right, and the answer is any method you like. You say, hey, Bob, it's Evelyn, this is great, click here. That's valid. That is marketing. That counts, okay? Or you do like what Jason did and get 2 million followers on Instagram and they click on your stuff. That is also valid, okay? So it's all marketing, and that's the stage you're in now.
What I'd like to do is Instagram and solo marketing. I think he called it like email,
That's correct. That's correct. The first training step after step 18 is going to be about solo advertising and how that works. Also, get with a company called Clixly, Clixly.
Yes, they introduced me to that, and I suppose that'll have to be an ongoing. That's what hurts so bad is you have to pay the secretary, you have to pay to stay online.
You don't have to do anything, Evelyn. There's no have to here. Have to is a job, have to is a boss. We don't do that.
Well, I have to if I want to do this, because I don't know how.
Very good. Evelyn, thank you for your input. I would highly recommend you get with that traffic secretary. I think they will clear things up for you nicely.
I'm on my last lesson tomorrow
night. Very good. Very good, Evelyn. Thank you, and definitely get with Clixly as well. They do free webinars for your education as well. Okay. Thank you, Evelyn. We've got time for one more quick one. Anybody else who wanted to come out here real quick?
Hey, John. It's Glenn in Houston. Can you hear me clearly?
Glenn. There he is.
Hey, Glenn.
Hey, good evening, Jason. I have had a blast listening to you tonight, my friend. Looking forward to meeting you at a future event. Question I have for you, Jason. There you go. The question I have for you, Jason, is this. You were obviously an experienced entrepreneur, an experienced affiliate marketer before you ever heard of Digital Altitude. I'm making an assumption there. Is that correct?
Okay, no, I started affiliate marketing 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago.
Okay.
I started with DA about a year and a half. So I was like 6 months into affiliate marketing.
All right.
That experience, I just, like I said, I had that audience, and I just capitalized on that audience.
That's okay. Fair enough. And as I think you'd mentioned, you've been an entrepreneur since you were very young.
Yeah.
Is that also right? Excellent.
Yep.
So this whole idea of marketing wasn't exactly new to you. However, as we know, anyone who achieves any significant level of success is going at some point to have to step outside their comfort zone, do something they're not familiar with, something they're not comfortable with, learn something new about themselves. You know what I mean? My question is,
you got to get up every day and do stuff that you don't want to do. And
exactly. Now, my question to you, Jason, is what was it when you started your Digital Altitude business, and as you continue to build, where was that point for you? What was it that you needed to learn to do or get to do with your Digital Altitude business that kind of required you to step out of your comfort zone, to do something you hadn't done before? I'm kind of looking for that point, where you had to say,
I think,
okay.
The best answer for that would be, I was never big in public speaking. The first time I got ever on stage was with Digital Altitude a year ago in Vegas, and I was so nervous. And even even before that, getting on camera, we used to try to do Periscope and go live on Periscope, and then Snapchat came along, and I started putting my face out there. So I think that, that hurdle of putting yourself out there, and, when you go live and you do videos, people are judging you. People are, you mess up, you might say the wrong thing, you might stutter, and that's what you got to get over, those hurdles of getting on camera, holding your phone up, talking to your audience, and letting your audience know who you are, and getting to know your audience through all these different social media channels, because social media is how you're going to market this business. Solo ads are cool, media buys are cool, but you want to be somebody, you want to be put a name to your business, have a blog and be the face of your business. You're going to have to go on social media and put yourself out there. And that was kind of one of the hurdles that I had to get over. And I pushed myself outside of my comfort zone to do that, because I knew I had to do that. I really don't care about being social media famous or going on camera every day. It's work. I don't want to work. I don't feel like, hey, guys, what's up? I'm doing my day. I just want to go about my day and, have my family and go on vacation and, not put myself out there by every single move, but I have to. That's the business I'm in. I'm a marketer. I'm a business. My brand is my name, and I have to do those things, and that's work.
I gotcha. That's a great answer. Exactly what I was looking for, Jason. And by the way, you don't know how good news that is for me. You'll find out later, but thank you.
There you go. All right.
Awesome stuff. Thank you, Glenn. Glenn, by the way, will be our co-host on Friday morning's Inside Digital Altitude Call, which I hope you all join us on each week, because it is always a lot of fun. So with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. Jason Stone, thank you so much for your appearance here tonight. It's always a pleasure to share the stage as well as these conference lines with you. And thanks for all you do, not just for your team, but for everyone here in the Digital Altitude marketing community, my friend. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for having me.
All right, guys. We'll see everybody tomorrow on the wake-up call. In the meantime, make it a great night, and bye for now.